Hello, hearts. Welcome. Hang out with me. I'm just going to be typing up some shadow work. When I did the shadow pact with the shadow people and the shadow man with the hat, or retyped it up, I added a few things, and one of the benefits that I added was accelerated shadow work. So I'd be notified quickly. At that time, I thought I didn't have much to do, but apparently I had a lot of shadow work to do that I did recently, hours upon hours, decades worth in fact. I gotta type some of it up here. I'm glad that I did the shadow work because I had to go through those flashbacks, and the more shadow work that I do now, well, I won't have to do once it comes time for ascension. Upon doing the shadow work, if justice is necessary, I perform that, go back in time, talk about it, experience it, feel whatever emotions I need to let out, whether it's sadness or anger. I've been detaching a bit. I've noticed this pattern with me where I will, and sometimes it has its benefits. In this case, it's beneficial. I'm working harder and getting my to-do list done. Also, working on protection more, elaborate rituals, and even connecting with new deities. I'll spare you the details on some of the shadow work. Set is actually a deity that I've been working with recently. I worked with him in the past before, actually. I was working with him and Beelzebub right before 2020 got crazy. And then I did a ritual and he was telling me what was really going on and the purpose, and I had a lot of information and was enlightened about things that most people didn't know then. Some people know some of the information now that it's slowly been released, and there's a lot of information that a lot of people just don't know. Shadow work. Set to me is a shadowy deity. I know we all have a shadow side, and so do gods, but his shadow aspect I really vibe with. I see him in the shadows. He comes out as a dark figure, and he rarely shows himself, at least to me, and when he does, it's for a reason. Now, I've also had some interesting synchronicities with him. Let me finish typing up this situation that I'm over. Time's just an illusion, right? So, with my hair, I had my hair black for so long. I remember my hair was black the first color I ever did it. And I've experiments with other colors in the past, but most of my life it's actually been black, and my hair is naturally strawberry blonde. Well, I was growing out my roots and really wanted to do red. So I did red, and what's interesting is the color that I have on my hair right now. It's actually called wrath. And apparently in ancient Egypt, Set was depicted with red hair oftentimes. And what's interesting is the color red to the ancient Egyptians was associated with wrath. So I've had some synchronicities with him. Lightning, as a powerful storm god, is one of his weapons. And I was hanging out in one of my friend's house around here actually not too long ago, and he has a maple tree, a red maple tree. I didn't even know red maple trees existed. And so as he looks at his red maple tree, because we were doing some gardening, he notices that that tree had been struck by lightning. And then there was a lightning bolt type of serpentine mark on it, and it was three-dimensional. It was popping out of the trunk. Very interesting, but I didn't realize it till days later that it was a synchronicity. Get the shadow work done at lightning speed, shall we? So there are quite a few deities that I've been working with recently, and some of them I have worked with in the past from that pantheon. I can't disclose their names because it's just out of respect. Unfortunately, our society is in a mentality to where it's just out of respect better I don't say who they are, but I will be dropping hints. And there are also some deities I could mention, but out of strategy I'm gonna be a little secretive about. So I found that interesting because I'm very extroverted and I love sharing, but recently I just really need to keep some secrets, if you know what I mean. Also, I'm very grateful for my friends that are sorcerers who act as guardian angels to me. Thank you so much. I got this talisman as a gift, and as soon as I got it, I just felt so much peace. I needed it. That's just seriously the best present you can get, is when someone gives you something and you have a spiritual experience from it. They charged it. And what was cool is I got a book. I can't say what the book is. And I am starting to do a ritual. Well, I started already yesterday. It's going to be a process of a ritual. But I started doing that ritual, and it was exactly what I needed. And what's cool is the demons in this particular book aren't very well known. This book is, I tried even searching it on YouTube and I couldn't find one video on it. I haven't really tried searching on Google or anything, but I thought that was really cool. What's interesting about shadow work is that when you do it, you improve future friendships and relationships, because when you work things out that you realize are still affecting you, if you meditate them out and really think them through and do what you need to do, then it's no longer gonna affect your current or future friendships. And I think that's really important to being happy, because it shouldn't. And sometimes that happens to me when I'm just comfortable with a bunch of my friends and nothing really comes up with them. And then when you get new friends and then you're in a situation where you feel a certain way, and this happens to me sometimes where it's not even the other person's fault, meaning that they didn't do anything wrong and they didn't mean any harm, but because of past situations I've been in, I would just get on the defense kind of attitude. And to me, it's like a protective type of thing, because subconsciously, I don't really think this out, but sometimes subconsciously I'm thinking, I don't want to be treated like I was treated in the past, so to avoid that, I need to protect myself and stand my ground. But at the same time, you have to give people a new, clean slate. You can't let stuff in the past, which I normally don't, but sometimes it still gets brought up. Also, I created a black mirror for set. I meant to grab it. It's in another room. Maybe I'll show it at the end of this video, or I might just have to grab it for a future video. Also, speaking of SETI, I like to call him SETI. This is red jasper. I give this hairstone to SETI to honor you. Grounding myself, contemplating on inner earth. The red representing lava flowing about, just let it flow. The red sands of the desert, the beige sands, a balance of anger and love. but with red, there's also passion. And Seti likes passion. Yes, he does. I remember doing in the past those typing speed tests. See how fast you could go. And I would play games to improve my typing. Kind of fun. It's okay if you have to do shadow work and for the same situation over and over. Sometimes, just depending on the degree of it, you may only have to meditate it out and replay it, have a conversation with it and whatnot once, just depending on how serious it is or how much it affected you. You might have to do it multiple times. A lot of my shadow work has to do with abandonment. Someone I'm very close with and who I actually consider my best friend did abandon me for a few years. My accent is tripping me out. There's someone that I really care about, and I didn't even do anything wrong, and I just still get a sense of abandonment because they close themselves off to me, but I still just try my best to still show them that I'm still open to friendship. A lot of my life, I was the unique, creative, adversarial one. And with that, I was seen as being different. Obviously, I was really accepted with the certain groups that I'd spend time with. Other people I was so closely associated with, I was seen as the scapegoat. So, even though I've always been very ambitious, getting really good grades, trying my best, sports. I was even in a sorority, graduated college, got my bachelor's degree, even got a grad school certificate. I've been a go-getter, and I've also known ever since I was 18 that I was meant to be an artist. Well, I was just treated very differently because of that. And I think part of it has to do is when you are the scapegoat, it's because you have different beliefs. I was also the scapegoat because I was really into witchcraft. And I'm happy that I was just stuck by with how I wanted to be. So that definitely plays a big toll in my shadow work. Azazel is a goat in one form, and to me he's a shadow goat because he's a watcher and he's always there. He even had me create my own deity, very similar to the deities that he rules over. And we really vibe together. We have a lot of power. We have ultimate power. And that's what other people see in scapegoats. They say that they are the most powerful. So if we keep being our true self and we're on our true path, we will rise up and be everything other people were trying to stop. I have a goat shadow here dwelling. I can actually see her from here. Just look at life situations as lessons, and you learn from every lesson. You grow your intellect, strength, and there are so many benefits to lessons. That's why I invite chaos, I invite shadow work, because if I just push those aside, I wouldn't be learning too much now, would I? I'd be just in a similar state. And this witch here has some big plans. My next goal is to enlighten 9 million people, to serve 9 million people in a beneficial way, and it will happen. So I feel honored for you to be here and watch me on my journey. It's really exciting, actually. I'm not really used to this keyboard. This is more of a vintage style keyboard because the keyboard I usually use with my laptop doesn't have these big keys. They're fun to push though. It's just with my nails I'm not really used to them. The keyboard I use, the keys are a lot thinner, probably an eighth as thick. Doing shadow work helps me feel at peace and that I'm becoming a better version of myself so I can be a leader to those around me, an example, and make a positive impact through love to all of you. I really truly hope this inspires you to do your own shadow work. Join us and subscribe if you haven't already. Like, comment, and share this video with your friends. I love you so much.